fat adaptation. We all want to be there. It's the holy grail of the ketogenic, low carb, high fat lifestyle. So how do we know if we're fat adapted, and why do we even want to become fat adapted? I'm gonna break it all down for you, really super simple and easy to understand, so you can figure out if you're fat adapted, what you have to do to get fat adapted, and how you can test and tell if you are fat adapted. So this is all coming up. All right, guys, I'm so excited to share with you guys fat adaptation and keto and explain to you all about creating this metabolic flexibility to really kick this lifestyle up to the next level. So I created a couple other videos in this series. So my goal here was to create like a virtual free course for you guys to take as you get started on the ketogenic lifestyle. And I started with my Start Here Keto Diet video that breaks down all of the concepts. So that's video number 1. And then from there, video number 2 expands upon calories and keto. You definitely want to check these 2 videos out after this one so you can watch the other videos in the series. And be sure to subscribe to this channel so that you get notifications of the next videos coming up in this series, because I'm going to be expanding upon many topics, and there's going to be a ton of more videos like this. So if you enjoy this one, be sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you don't miss any of them. You just check out my channel, youtube.com/C/Ashley Salvatori, and you can get access to all of this free content to help you transform. So what is fat adapted? That is the big question. What does it mean to be fat adapted? This is my friend Brittney Henderson. She has an incredible transformation. As you can see, she lost over 80 pounds with a ketogenic, low carb, high fat lifestyle. She's been a part of this journey with me the whole time, and her results are absolutely amazing. So I wanted to share with you guys her results, and I also actually have a video with her transformation that you can check out on my channel as well if you want to watch her entire journey. But let's get into this. So what is fat adapted? So being fat adapted means your body prefers using fat for fuel. It has built up enzymes that it needs to generate ketones efficiently. So it's basically long-term metabolic flexibility. So when you're in a state in which your body more efficiently metabolizes fat as its main energy source, and it can easily switch fuels. So this is super important, because when you become fat adapted, that means that your body is able to go from consuming carbs and consuming fat interchangeably, very easily. Now, most of us are sugar burners. The ones before, well, we were sugar burners before we got started on the ketogenic lifestyle. And actually our metabolisms have been used to metabolizing glucose for years. Ever since we were born, you know, we've been fed sugar and carbs in a carbohydrate high diet. And so our metabolisms are actually sugar adapted, which means your body is accessing glycogen you've stored, not the fat you've stored, for fuel. And this means that the glycogen is actually your body's preferred source of fuel as you are sugar adapted. Now, when you're sugar adapted and your body prefers the glycogen as its fuel source, your body will demand it. This is why we get these insane, intense sugar cravings. And when we get started on the ketogenic lifestyle, why the first 2 weeks are very, very difficult, because your body is fighting back at you. It wants that sugar, and it's not used to running on fat as its primary fuel source. It's used to the glucose, it's used to the sugar. And so when you deplete that and it takes it out of all of the stores, then now it's gonna start being forced to run on fat for fuel. And so this shift is gonna require some things. It's gonna require some new enzymes to be produced. It's going to require your metabolism to shift and for you to build up some metabolic changes. So the biggest benefit of being fat adapted, this is the holy grail, guys. This is where we all want to get to. No matter what type of diet you're following, if it's paleo, carnivore, keto, the goal of all of them is actually to get to this fat adapted state. And so what happens when you become fat adapted, the biggest benefit is If you go off keto, which means you're eating more carbs than usual, you get kicked out of ketosis. When you return to the ketogenic lifestyle and you get back into ketosis, should only take you about 24 to 48 hours. This is because you've built up that metabolic flexibility without having the keto flu, which is absolutely amazing and incredible. So you went through the first stages of keto, you went through the keto flu, it was a struggle. You got past the first 2 weeks of intense cravings, and then eventually you've reached this stage of fat adaptation. And when you fall off track with keto, and you can have vacations, you can have weddings pop up, different things happen, special occasions. There are many different reasons. I do not know of a single person who has been able to stay consistently keto their entire life without having some sort of higher carb day that kicks them out of ketosis. But that's okay if that happens once you become fat adapted. So it's really important that we work towards this fat adaptation situation so that we can have this flexibility in our lifestyle and just get back on track with keto right away and get going and just keep moving forward towards our goals. So what's the difference between ketosis and fat adapted? So ketosis is a state of breaking down fatty acids in the liver, converting them to ketones, which is BAT. So ketosis is different than fat adaptation because you can be fat adapted but not be in ketosis. Now, fat adaptation, on the other hand, after you've been in ketosis for an extended period of time, your body fully shifts to using fat as your primary fuel source with the ability to switch between fat and glucose for fuel efficiently and easily. So this is what it means to be fat adapted. And fat adaptation is actually the process of becoming fat adapted. So you're in the process of, you're working towards that. Let's talk about some other benefits of being fat adapted. You're going to feel fuller longer with less food. So you're going to eat and you're not going to be as hungry. You're going to be able to go longer durations without eating. You're not really going to think about food anymore. Your blood sugar is going to be balanced. So this is huge. You're not going to have those big spikes of ups and downs. And then you're going to have stable energy. So you know how that feels when you have that afternoon crash. You have your body is still running on glucose before you become fat adapted in some situations, and you can still have those spikes of ups and downs even if you're in ketosis before you become fat adapted. So that stable energy is a really great sign. And then we're going to have less cravings. So less cravings for carb heavy foods. And you're going to be able to easily maintain keto long term. It's going to fit into your lifestyle very easily. It's not going to be a struggle anymore. You're not going to be thinking about carbs anymore. You're not even going to want carbs. You're not even going to crave them. And it's going to make this so much easier to make a lifestyle. Okay, guys, so how long does it take? Fat adaptation starts between 5 and 10 weeks after you enter ketosis, depending on the individual and how strictly you adhere to the diet. So this is what I really want you guys to understand as you get started on your ketogenic lifestyle. It's really critical that you stay on track for a couple months, that you stay focused on it, and that you don't have those cheat meals when it is super attractive to eat off keto. Try to stay focused with the goal in mind that your goal is to get fat adapted. And once you're fat adapted, you have that flexibility to be able to have those higher carb meals every once in a while and be able to jump right back into this lifestyle and continue on to your goals without all of the struggles that you face in the beginning. So it can take between 5 and 10 weeks, depending on your body and depending on you. And also, if you're very strict with keto, or if you are kind of a little bit relaxed, maybe you have a little bit higher net carbs, all of these things make a difference in how long it will take you to become fat adapted. Now, I'm curious, are you fat adapted as you watch this, or have you ever been? Put it in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that, if you've ever been fat adapted, or if you are in the process of working towards it. So this is our goal. Our goal is to become fat adapted. You can do this by following strict keto consistently for a long duration. Okay, guys? So you need to just stay on track with that and don't fall off track with keto. Just focus on it. Make it your goal.
Set small goals to begin. First 2 weeks are the most difficult to get past. Get past those first 2 weeks, you're gonna have the keto flu. You're gonna have those situations that are gonna try to hold you back and pull you down. But I promise you, if you stay focused on it, you will be so thankful you get to this holy grail situation of being fat adapted. And then beyond that, you know, you're just gonna want to avoid the temptations, avoid putting yourself in those temptations. Clean out your pantry, get rid of everything that might be a trigger for you to cause you to go off track. If you aren't hungry, skipping meals is okay. So like follow your body's lead. This is going to help you in the process of becoming fat adapted. And intermittent fasting and extended fasting regularly can definitely speed this up. Here are some signs that you are fat adapted. So if you think you're fat adapted now, like I said before, let me know in the comments. And if you're getting value out of this video, be sure you hit that like button so I know you guys want to see more of these. And so here are the signs. You've been in ketosis longer than a month. That's a sign that probably you are getting close to fat adapted. You are in the fat adaptation stage and you are almost there. But you could be there already. Some people can do it much quicker than even the 5-week mark. And mental clarity. So you have the mental clarity, you have the energy, you're craving fats instead of carbs. This was a huge shift for me. I remember the day when all of a sudden I was like, oh man, I just want a really big fatty steak. You remember that shift when all of a sudden your cravings change from craving the sugar to craving the fats. And then you can easily skip meals. It becomes not an issue. You're not thinking about food, you're less hungry, there's no need for you to snack. You no longer have mood swings, there's no more ups and downs. And you notice a drop in ketones on the urine strip. So this is actually one thing that many people who are just getting started, they buy those little strips that they can pee on, and then at first it's going to be a really dark purple, and eventually over time it's going to start fading. And you think that you are no longer in ketosis because you are seeing the purple going down and not as vibrant, and then it gets pale. But this is actually a sign of fat adaptation. Because when you are fat adapted, your body becomes way more efficient at utilizing ketones for fuel. And so less of it's going to come out in the urine strips. So that's a good sign. And then increased focus and better sleep. And you can eat carbs and then get back on track easily. Like you will find that you can have that carbohydrate meal and then the following day get back on track with keto as if it never happened, and you don't feel like you have the cravings for sugar, you don't feel any different, you just stay on track and keep doing what you were doing before. That's a great sign that you reached that fat adapted state. And then you have increased endurance. And this is really where, for the athletes, it becomes really beneficial for them when they can get past that state to then really push up their fitness to the next level. Here are the resources, guys. So go to kit.co/Ashley Salvatori. You can search my name at kit.co to find my low carb keto books. This is where I got all of the knowledge and information, was through these books that I have within that kit.
Thanks guys for watching this video. I hope this helped you understand a little bit more about fat adaptation. If you enjoyed this video, if you got value out of that video, hit that like button to let me know to create more content just like this. And thanks guys for checking this one out. Take care.